for the arduous task. Boy, I'm having trouble. Of putting on shoes. Today is I've been wearing my Flux, which they're tight fitting. They're like a padded barefoot shoe.
How long before I see results with Tai Chi? Day 3, you'll feel your energy.
Sorry. An ad popped up for Tai Chi over 50. That's been popping up on a lot of my stuff. I don't know why. I do like Tai Chi. I don't practice Tai Chi often. I do practice Qigong uh, periodically through the day. Here it comes. That shoe's sliding right on. What it needs is a clip on the back. For some reason, these shoes don't have them. Hold on. It shouldn't be this hard, guys. Putting on your shoes should not take effort, right? However, they feel like good shoes. I've had them for almost a year. I got them as a Christmas present. And I've been hesitant to put them on because I wear out shoes pretty quick. Used to be the barefoot shoes that I bought lasted forever. Ellie says, actually, Ellie says, not the shoes again. Ellie, I haven't left this spot. I've been putting these shoes on since yesterday morning. I've yet to finish the task. But with you here helping me out, cheering me on, we're gonna do it. Today's gonna be the day. I've been sitting in front of this camera for 24 hours trying to put my shoes on. But here we are. We can do it, guys. We can do it. Kat says, I'm kind of like the computer, just sitting around, getting out of shoes never get out of date though. Ellie cheers me on, says, you got this. Says, let's go. I got one more shoe to go. Kat takes this moment, takes the opportunity to make a point. Don't make a point, Kat. Just don't make a point, Kat. Just love me as I am. That's actually the topic. Thank you, Kat. That's actually the topic for today. Ellie says, how is everyone? Sometimes, because I practice yoga, because I'm a meditation teacher, because I'm a breathwork coach, Kat says, okay, fair enough. You knew what you were getting into, Kat. Kat can never say, well, that's really a surprise. She knew what she was getting into. Hey, Anna. So yeah, I'm often asked, so, you're a yoga teacher? Nominally. I am certified. If you view yoga as the asana routines to stretching and stuff, I'm not really a yoga teacher. I could. I don't ever want to be. I don't mind giving helpful tips. We did yesterday to our friend Heart Matters. But, thank you, Ellie. Ellie, what would I do without you? You know what I would do without you? I'd be sitting here with bare feet getting ready to go out for a walk. That's what I would do without you. All right. Anna says, how are you this morning, Yogi? I'm okay. I got one shoe on, one shoe off. It's a story of my life. One foot in awakening, the other foot in the everyday world. Aren't we all sort of there a little bit? We want to get there. We want to get all the way. We want to go home. Something keeps us here. Something keeps us bound to the ego. Well, you know what keeps us bound to the ego is just ego, because it doesn't exist. We're already home. We're already awakened. We just forget. We just continuously forget. So what we do is we continuously remember. And that's our practice. So someone says, hey, as a yoga instructor, as a breathwork coach, as a meditation teacher, as a practitioner of, course, a student of A Course in Miracles, what's my spiritual practice? What should I do? And here it is. Be kind. Love everyone. Regardless. The person in front of you is your spiritual practice. The person on the, what's it called? screen, the chat, the live stream. They're your practice. The person who pushes your buttons, that's your practice. The person that you want to cast out, that's your practice. The person that bumps into you, the person that treats you badly or you think is treating you badly, the person who, whatever, the person being kind to you, that's your practice. Hey, sissy, just getting up. I'm so disappointed in myself. I didn't get any work done yet. It's hard having a loud guest. Oh, I bet. When you go to bed early and they don't. But hey, grandest risings. Don't be disappointed. You needed it. You needed that extra sleep. Hey, Lucy. So there you go. Sissy says, teachers of the now moment. Yes. Here's what A Course in Miracles says. Supported by Buddhism. Yoga doesn't quite go so far. Yoga philosophy, yoga psychology. Not quite so far. Yoga just keeps pointing back to awareness. Yoga keeps pointing back to the present moment. But there is, Sissy says, how the heck did you know that? Ellie says, if no one has told you yet, I'm proud of you. Well, thank you for that. Don't be proud of me yet. I still don't have my shoe on, Ellie. For one, my cat keeps interrupting me with her claws in my leg. Two, it's not easy. These are not easy shoes to put on. Hey, Lee. So let me put my shoe on before I make another point. Ugh. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I moaned again. Hey. Ellie, now you can be proud of me. I put the other shoe on. I have two shoes on. You know what? I can take my shoes off and go to bed. I've accomplished everything I need to accomplish for today. I woke up, I did yoga, I meditated, I did my breath work. I wrote, and I put my shoes on. I'm going to take them off. I'm going back to bed. Hey, Ellie, is that okay? I've accomplished my task for the day. I put both those shoes on. You saw how much effort that took. Now I'm going to go back to bed. Cat says, what did Cat say? Sissy, I try to tell everyone of yoga's advanced seeing or knowing. You know what to say about the blind squirrel? Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. So what does A Course in Miracles say? A Course in Miracles says, cast no one out. There's our practice. 0, no one out. Let me read this. And I wrote about this morning. Each one of you see your place within the holy circle of atonement, or leave outside, judging him fit for crucifixion or redemption. So everyone's going to come into our little circle of atonement. Atonement is the perfect acceptance of the holy moment. It's the power of now, right now, right now, right now. Guess what? It's always now. And in right now is perfect awareness. Perfect awareness. But our thinking takes us outside, or seems to take us outside that present moment. When we're outside the present moment, we're outside of the circle looking in. We just want to belong. We just want to be somewhere. And once we think we get there, now we want to keep other people from getting in. So if you bring someone into that circle of purity, you will rest there with him. If you exclude someone, you are excluding yourself. If you exclude anyone, you are excluding yourself. You might not realize it, but as Kat would say, there are no others. Judge not except in quietness, which is not of you. Refuse to accept anyone as without the blessing of atonement, and bring him into it by blessing him. No one's outside that circle, guys. Holiness must be shared, for therein lies everything that makes it holy. Come gladly to the holy circle and look out in peace on all who think they are outside. Man, imagine that. Let me finish reading that and then I'll go. Cast no one out, for here is what he seeks along with you. Come, let us join him in the holy place of peace, which is for all of us united in one with the cause of peace. Imagine that. Someone comes into the live stream, they're different, they talk different, they act different, they present themselves in a different way. They feel outside of the circle. They feel outside of that circle of peace. And so they do something for attention, or they knock at the door, or they attempt to force themselves in, or whatever. They're lonely. And they don't know how to articulate it because they feel outside of the circle. They feel cast out. And maybe inadvertently we have cast someone out. With our, if not our actions, what about our thoughts? And thoughts, as Emerson said, is the ancestor of every action. As man thinketh in the heart. These aren't empty, hollow words. These are our practices. Welcome someone in. Cast no one out. There's your only spiritual practice. Cast no one out. And today, I guarantee you, somewhere, someone is going to approach that holy circle. Someone's going to want to be welcomed. Someone's just going to want to feel comfortable or at ease or at home or at peace. And you have the power to do that. You have the power to welcome them. If not in the actions of open arms, in your heart, in your thoughts, you have the power to crucify or to resurrect, including yourself. What are you going to choose for yourself? Do you want crucifixion? Do you want it? You've crucified yourself. You've put yourself on a cross with your every thought of judgment, with your every thought of self-worth. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of resurrection. I've judged people too harshly. I've judged myself too harshly. I'm just not worth it. We're crucifying ourselves. Every single thought is a nail in that crucifixion. And yet you have the power for redemption. You have the power for the resurrection. Just by coming back to the present moment. The Course says the one wholly true thing that one can say about the past is that it's not here. It's not here. So where is it? So to have any thought of the past is to have a thought of an illusion. If you are holding anyone in the past, you're holding them in the illusion. That does not mean that we don't have boundaries for protection. It doesn't mean we allow ourselves to get hurt. It means that we refuse to bind anyone in the past. We have discernment. We have wisdom. All right. Sorry, guys. Where are we? See what happens when I put my shoes on? I have nothing to anchor me in the present moment. Ellie says, what's up, Lee? Sissy says, love each and every one of you. Don't you forget it. Sissy, thank you for reminding us. Thank you for reminding me. There have been some times in the past few weeks where I really needed that reminder. And you guys stepped up and gave it to me. I hope I can do the same for you. I hope I can do the same for you every single day, every single live stream. Slum's video says, glasses without rims are so much better. You ever have them? They keep falling off. Hey, Sniper. Sniper, how's your day going? It's your day with you taking your kids to your old place, right? Some says, can you show a book from behind you? How about I show a book right next to me? Only because I don't want to get up. I'm lazy. Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. I've been diving into it just a little bit here, a little bit there. Once I finish, there's several books that I work on at once. And when I finish one, I add one into the rotation. This is going to be next again in my rotation. I think that I last read it in 2023, 2 years ago. It's backwards. It's the story of my life. Everything is backwards. You got to flip it around in your mind. Flip it around. Don't use a front camera. I don't know what a front camera is. I just know camera. Cat will not be surprised that I have a brand new phone. No longer still in the box. I just haven't done anything with it. It's so much work, guys. New stuff. New stuff is so much work. I just want to take something out of the box and have it ready to use. Don't judge me, Cat. Sniper, Lisa, Sniper, have a lovely day with your son and daughter in Southern Unsea. Lee says, yes, Yogi, very important we try and treat each other same. Even as we irritate others, we can try and find common ground. Hey, Lee, can I tell you what an awesome job you've been doing? I notice it. I think everyone notices it. I think everyone notices that you've stepped up just to be a welcoming force for so many people. You know, Lee, I know you have judgment about yourself. I know you probably have thoughts of your own self-worth. If you could see yourself, one, as I see you, and two, as I believe everyone here sees you, you would never have any doubt, ever. It doesn't mean we don't have thoughts of otherwise. It doesn't mean that we don't have thoughts of resentment or grievances. It means we recognize those thoughts and we choose again. We know those thoughts aren't the end result, that we can choose again. You know, Lee put irritation. Other people irritate us. That's fine. We're not perfect. We don't. Someone can come in and be, I don't know, irritating, troublemaking. They can be beyond all that. They can be assholes. It's okay. Doesn't mean we have to be. It doesn't mean we have to respond accordingly. It means we can recognize all that. We can even feel it. And we can even begin to go on the attack. But then we choose otherwise. We can even attack and then choose otherwise. All right, where are we? Front camera makes words backwards. I didn't know there was such a thing as a front or back camera. I just know camera. Cameras were invented cube. Thanks. Anna says, I find it difficult to read at the moment. What's going on, Anna? Lisa says, we love you, Cat. We do love Cat. Cameras were invented like 150 years ago. It's a lot of years ago. 150 to be exact. Cat says, love you, Lucy. Some video says, don't front like you don't. If you knew anything about me, one, you would know that I don't front. Two, you would know I truly do not understand anything, let alone cameras, let alone technology, let alone toasters for that matter. Toasters are like the most magical thing in the world. It's a manifestation machine. I take a plain piece of bread and I push a magical lever and toast is manifested from that bread. It's all a miracle. I point this little square box at my head, and the next thing I know, you guys are seeing me. Oh, Kat says, say Yogi, I think maybe you missed my comment. I did. I'm sorry, Kat. I should never miss anyone's comment. I should never, ever miss Kat's comment. And yet here I go talking and missing her comment again. So I wanted to say I admire you for always leading with love, even when it's not popular. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much, Kat. It isn't popular sometimes, is it? But I present Eckhart Tolle books. Laughing. How does that relate to cameras? Is there a relation between the two? Do I need in order for me to truly master a new earth with the power of now, do I need to understand how a camera works? If that's the case, I got work to do. Man, I don't think I'm ever going to get there, guys. First photo, 1826. Who was the first photo? So 200 years ago. Thank you, Sniper. What was the first photo? I think the first photo was a selfie. You think the first photo was of someone's cat? Oh, Anna says, I find it difficult to sit and focus on a book at the moment, Yogi. Hey, Flora. What do you think that might be? Anna says, we recognize our thoughts and choose again. I would add, for me, I would add in what I said. I wish I had said this originally. We simply choose again. Because we don't need to make it complicated. We simply choose again. It goes back to paraphrasing the Course again, but also found in Buddhist psychology, also found in yogic psychology. Do you want to be right, or would you rather be at peace? Do you want to be right, or would you rather be kind? Most of us insist on being right. I love Rumi's great poem. Sell your cleverness for astonishment. The cleverness is always of the ego. Cleverness is always, I'm going to show this person how smart I am. I'm going to show this person how clever I am. I'm going to show this person me. Of course, all we're showing is the ego. Not bad, but it's always the ego. Astonishment is when speech and thought drops away and you're left with the mouth hanging open as you stare at the moon. Some says, yeah, because realizing that all existence is one means you know that there is life, and knowing and really knowing what that knowledge needs to be recorded. Does it need to be recorded? I'm not so sure. I bet you Sniper has something to say about that. There you go. I knew it. Sniper says knowledge is already recorded in the Akashic records. Flora, how are you, my friend? Flora says hi to Cat and Jack. I would say Eckhart Tolle doesn't teach knowledge. Let's see. Somebody says, bye, loser, you stupid, LOL. And camera is a form. I have no idea what he's talking about. Oh, it's your eyes, Anna says. Hey, Anna, I know we enjoy reading. Do you ever do books on tape? That's something I might add in my day. 15, 20 minutes of a book on tape. Let's see. Semper says, it's a slumlord shame you showed your true self. In the end, you'll be back. And he was so close to converting me on the spirituality practice of a camera. It was that close. I was ready to subscribe to his newsletter, possibly even make a large cash donation. That close. And at the very end, man, he said I was stupid. Aw. And it says, no, it's not about your eyes. Gotcha. Hey, big Mr. Tumble. Lucy laughs. Lucy says, hello to Big Mister. Flora says, love from Kenya, everyone. Thank you for the love from Kenya. Zipper says no fires today, Norman. All right, guys. It is almost 5:30. I'm going to go out. I'm going to take a little bit longer walk. Maybe shoot for about 5-ish miles this morning. I'm going to do a few burpees. Hi, Dundee. Then he says, hi, Ann, I haven't been able to read in years. Can't offer much advice. Maybe a little, but if you want to talk, feel free to reach out. Ellie says, have an amazing walk. You're amazing. You can achieve anything you want. Thank you, Ellie. I feel like I can now because I got those shoes on. That might have been record time. I could not have done it without the encouragement, the insistence, and the inspiration that Ellie provided me. Basically, she said, just be quiet and put your damn shoes on. Sometimes that's all we need to do. Tell someone to do it. Get off the sideline, get into the thick of it, and love someone. Love is a verb. It's not a noun. You are a verb. You're not a noun. As soon as you nounify yourself, that is an actual grammatic term, nounify. You've negated your verbness. That is another technically grammatical term. Technically grammatically correct. Trust me on this. There's one thing I know. If there's one thing me knows, it's grammar. Good morning, Bushka. Bushka, how are you? Then he says, well, I did do some reading lately under certain circumstances, so maybe that can help. Hi, Easy. Easy Home Cooking is here. Says hello to Bushka. Ellie says, basically. Ellie says, love you all. Have an amazing day. You got this. Thank you, Ellie. Ellie, you are an awesome person. I hope you're feeling well this morning. I know you've been struggling, and you know what? You show up. You show up in the midst of your struggle, and you offer so much love and encouragement. I really appreciate that. Big Mr. Tumble says he's on holiday. Enjoy your holiday. We got some coffee from Easy Home Cooking. Hey, Sissy, do you have a link for us this morning? I know you might be, no pressure. I know you've been under some stress. But, you know, whenever you have it ready, just let us know. Then he says, Anna, send an email if you want to talk about anything, really. Even if I can't help, just having someone to talk to might help a bit. Semper says, could always wear earplugs while putting the shoes on. Then it would take me 15 minutes to put in the earplugs. I would say 5 minutes putting the shoes on, but lose 15 by putting in the earplugs. I'd have one in my hand and I'd start talking. Ellie says, I'm feeling the same as the last few days, but I'm going to try to be productive today. Ellie, sending you prayers, my friend. Cece is setting up to record right now. Gotcha. I will be on the lookout for you. Hey, Mark. Gravity Core Fitness is here. Guys, did you know Gravity Core Fitness is an expert dancer? You might know him as a bodybuilder. You might know him as a burpee practitioner, one of the greats. Different ways of doing burpees. You can go check out his superhero burpee. He's leaps up and he's ready to spring into action. But you might not know he's an awesome dancer, honestly. Check out his, I don't know if it's his newest short, but I know it's one of the newer ones. And he is dancing down an aisle, posing at the same time. It is amazing. Absolutely awesome. Not to mention, Mark and Joe, Gravity Core Fitness, are the great fitness coaches. More importantly, they are your emotional and mental health friends. They offer a place to come just to laugh, just to be at ease. They open the doors wherever they are, the pub, in a field working out, wherever they are. The door is always to the heart. They welcome you in, loving and kind. They'll listen to you. They'll offer advice when they have advice to offer. Um, Truly an amazing channel. Truly amazing people. Much, much love to Gravity Core Fitness, Mark and Joe. Let's see. Sissy says, thank you all, and I love you so much. We love you too. Big Mr. Tummer has put some pressure on me. Good stream so far. So far. I think I might have peaked. It's all going to be downhill from now, guys. I peaked right when Mr. Big said that. Big Mr. Sorry. I know. Ellie says, Gravity Core Fitness is amazing. He is soon to be a dad. Can't wait. You're absolutely right about that. Absolutely amazing. Lucy says, good morning, Gravity. Flora says, hello to Dundee. Anna says, thank you, Dundee. I am fine. I was just noticing this. Flora says, just connected to you. Mark, let's see. Sniper sends some fire to Gravity Core Fitness. And it says, thank you for your message to Dundee. And Anna says, good morning to Mark and Joe. As I told Kat yesterday was my first, yesterday morning, my first sighting of my neighborhood beaver when I didn't catch a film clip of him. This is too quick for me. I was a little too impatient in my approach. Mark says, thank you, Yogi, for your kind words. Always a pleasure. Nothing but the truth. Hey, Carol. Welcome back, my friend. I want to mod Carol up. Carol's been showing up every day, and she's just been sending love every single time she shows up. I don't know if you, I don't know if it's any big deal for you, Carol, to be modded up, not modded up. I know that you're not doing content on your channel right now. Maybe you might want to in the future. But if you want to help support some of our friends, when you're modded, it helps you reach out to them. It makes it a little bit easier. Marlon says, being stuck somewhere and nothing else to do. And so I got started reading again. Must admit, I stopped again, though. Yeah, I enjoy it so much. I mentioned it the other day. We had a little story about it, where I mentioned my parents were school teachers. I have always, my entire life, either been read to, someone reading, or reading myself. Remember how sad my dad was at the end of his life through molecular, what's it called? He was losing his eyesight. He was unable to read. He could make out, man, he even, right towards the end, he would manage to read the headlines in the paper. Help a magnifying glass. He wanted to stay abreast. He stayed sharp. Till the very, very last moment, he stayed sharp. And even physically, as he declined, he stayed as strong as he could possibly be. The night before he went into the hospital for the very last time, he did manage to come home. The night before We did his walk on the Wayne S. McCarty Memorial Track, which is when I could no longer help him get outside and we would walk outside, we walked inside. Starting in the living room, I'd help him out of the wheelchair, and we would go into the kitchen, down through the kitchen, down the hallway, back in the living room. The very last time, it was only one lap, but he was hooked up on some stuff. I'd help him out of the wheelchair. I would hold the stuff that he was hooked up to in one hand, and I would hold him from behind in the other hand, and we walked. Very last time. Went in the hospital for several days. I had to make the decision, palliative care or hospice. I do question my decisions, but uh, he made it home and died that night. He arrived home in hospice care. They set it all up, and that night he passed away, and I was there with him, held his hand. Anyway, mentally, he stayed active, always curious, a scientist till the very end. Physically, he did what he could in every single moment. If he was capable of getting up and walking, he got up and walked. If he was capable of picking up his dumbbells, one of the questions between hospice and palliative care was the possibility of doing something. If he was in hospice where you're preparing for the end of life, does that mean you don't do anything to feel better in the moment? He wanted to keep exercising because he felt better when he did. He wasn't a fanatic, um, but if he could make himself more comfortable and stronger in his mind, but never mind, never in my heart, less of a burden, he wanted to do that. So he would, he had bands, exercise bands, he had dumbbells. He would walk. And even his last night, he was talking about, well, maybe you could help me out of the bed. He was in a hospital bed in the living room, and we could do our walk. I was like, we can do it. If you want to, we can do it. We didn't get there, but the intent was there. Anyway, I'm going to go, speaking of walks, I'm going to go take my walk, and I'm going to carry my dad in my heart as well. I'm going to carry each and one of you for being here with me, for not casting me out. Hey, man, that's been the theme today. Don't cast anyone out. The person appearing in front of you right now, what's up, Johnny Cash, is your spiritual practice. The person showing up in your live stream, they are your spiritual practice. The person pressing your buttons, the person who called you a loser and stupid and then exits quickly, that's your spiritual practice. All of it. Do you want to carry that with you? Or you just want to let it go and be in the moment? That's our choice. Every moment. Cast no one out. I'll read real quick before I go what I wrote this morning on that very same subject. And it's funny how that came up to me in reading through A Course in Miracles. It's called Complete. It's very short, guys. The Holy Circle is right here. And it's not complete without you. And so with this in mind, we refuse to crucify anyone with the judgment that they should be anything other than they are right now, recognizing them only as a child of God. We cast no one out, and so our holy circle is complete. We cast no one out. Guess what, though? Someone's going to show up and tell you to cast someone out. Someone's going to show up and say, not this person. This person doesn't deserve it. This person's not good enough. This person is bad. This person is disruptive. This person is a dick. This person is whatever. Cast them out. Physically, maybe you want to set up that boundary. Physically, it might seem like you do something, but in your heart, cast no one out. That makes all the difference. As man thinketh in his heart, so he is. I love you guys. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. Guys, thanks for being here. Love y'all.